Hi, I've recently been thinking about putting a demo together about how to dirty up your tracks. So taking a nice clean signal and distressing it by putting it through something like a thermionic culture, which is great for valve-based distortion and weird sort of compression effects. The Otto Boom's another for analog warming. This has got compression and distortion. And then I use some guitar pedals. I love Valco's offerings. This is the Blood Buzz. I've also got the KGB from Valco here. I do love the look as well as the sound of these units. They've got this real vintage vibe, and they're loads cheaper than similar vintage units. The Blood Buzz is based on this. It's the Love Tone cheese sauce, which is rare. And if you ever find one, only 2 have been sold on Reverb in the last couple of years. It'll cost you anywhere between £750 and £1,200. The last one's sold for just over £1,000 and £1,200. And I thought modular synths were bad. This whole guitar pedal thing is a whole nother rabbit hole altogether. So I thought I'd look for some cheaper options than the ones I've got here. And within a couple of clicks, I came across this. It's the Behringer Centara. It's a budget pedal costing just £58, and it's based on this. It's the almost legendary Klon Centaur from the 90s. So that doesn't seem that vintage to me, but people are asking huge amounts for the original gold version. Here's one on eBay for £9,500. And here's another for over 11 grand. Although they haven't sold, but if you look at Reverb, there's plenty of choice around £4,000-ish. There are different versions in gold and silver, with and without the horse graphic. Some are listed as short tail, so perhaps there are even different versions of the Centaur graphics. And on the price guide, you can see what they've actually sold for. So the Behringer clone isn't based on what is now a cheap pedal. It's definitely an expensive pedal, but there are loads of other clones around. Here's what pops up on a Google search. Loads of things to buy that are based on the Klon. And here's a discussion of 22 Klon style clones. And I love the names of some of these, the Pony Boy and the Horseman. And I watched the video where the Behringer clone was compared to other Klon clones, as well as compared to the Klon. That's just not very easy to say. That's about the 5th time I'm trying to get that sentence out. But the Behringer was stunningly close to the original, which begs the question, who on earth's paying £5,000 for something when you can get clones of it so much cheaper? It's obviously not worth it for the sonic quality alone, because one isn't 100 times better than the other. If there are differences in it, these are differences that you'll put down to things that would never be noticed in a mix anyway. So it's obviously more about the unobtainium nature of the originals. The rarer it becomes, the more expensive it is, if it was a decent product to start with, that is. And that's the same with loads of things, synths included. But this has gone one level further, because this particular Behringer unit is already a rarity. From what I understand, Klon owns the copyright on the name Centaur for guitar distortion pedals, or maybe just for guitar pedals in general. So Behringer were in breach of that, and that'll explain why others are called like the Pony Man or the horse thing or whatever. So Behringer have renamed this the Centara. So now, just like the original, there are different versions of the Behringer, some with the graphics, some without, some with a different name, some with the original name, and that's done something that's completely insane. The cost of the original Behringers, which are now rare, has doubled. If you do an eBay search for the Behringer Centaur, you'll find the first one up for sale at a new low price of over £500. That's almost 10 times the original price of just buying a new one. And scrolling down, £147, £271, random numbers these, 161, 207 buy it now, 249, 249, 363, 286, 234. But if we look at what's actually being sold, 112, 109, 106, 130, 115, 116, 122. I know they're only £50 or £60 more than the originals, but that is almost double the price. So is that insane, or is it just a bit of fun? Because it is only, I suppose, £50 or £60, and you do have the original, lawsuit version of the pedal. But the performance is identical to the stuff that you can buy on Thomann for £58. So now I have the dilemma of, do I open this box? Will that reduce its value? Or do I treat it like an original Boba Fett action figure? Keep it sealed in the box and leave it to my kids as an inheritance. A new old stock, original Behringer Centaur, unopened, untouched by human hands. Well, apart from the person that put it in the box. I have my doubts that it'll be worth the same as an original Klon in 10 or 20 years time, but you never know with this sort of stuff, do you? Because it is all the same tech, doing the same thing, sounding the same, so you never know. Different graphics, maybe the way of making an absolute fortune in it. But I will be opening the box, we'll be playing with it. I've just got to work out how to do my dirting up sounds videos without throwing just a load of distorted noise at people. I want to make it interesting and fun, so we'll hang back for that. That's what I bought it for. But I hope you enjoyed this little mini rant, if you can call it a rant. Just something of interest, something that made me giggle this week, as I've got one sitting here and I'm waiting to find out or work out what to do with it. Anyway, if you did enjoy that, do subscribe, ring the bell, share, do all those sorts of things, and I will see you next time.